Hammer time. 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 Nice. 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 Bring it. Bring it. Bring it. Nice. Nice. Nice.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. This is the British Cycling Southwest Region first race. A bit of fun whilst we're all down in lockdown. Thanks for Charlie putting this together. As you can see here, the riders are lined up. We're going to watch them just as they leave. Today, they're in the virtual world of New York. This is a figure 8 route which stays on the ground level roads of the lower, middle, central park in New York. It avoids the upper loops, which is the Harlem Hill, giving this route a nice rolling profile, what we deem to be flat. It does include a sprint, and we get to see the riders off. So we're in a mixed group, so we can see all the riders all in today's race. Let's just get this going here. As we see these riders all heading off the front of the pack here. So it's going to look a bit messy to start with. No doubt we'll start losing people throughout, and it will tidy things up. Let's just get to the front of the race. I'll try and talk you through it the best I can, and tell you who we've got out here today racing. Get to the front. So here we are at the front. So we've got a lot of people here today supporting from the Southwest region. Team Tour, Extra Wheelers. I've seen Try UK. I think there's a couple of guys from Minehead here, etc, etc. As we go through, we'll see them all. So this is the virtual world of Swift. I'm not sure if you're all familiar with Swift, but there's many different worlds you can play. Using on your smart trainer or power meter, and hopefully everyone is playing fair games. So when you see they got that red flag over, it means that they're not on a smart trainer and they're going to get swiftly kicked down. But as we'll watch this get settled, and then we'll start doing some commentating. So like I say, this is a bit of a flat course with a rolling profile. As you can see, they're going slightly downhill at the moment. This would be the sprint coming through. There's one opportunity for breaks to be made, and we'll see what happens. So if I have a look at the live results. Let's see who we've got in there. So we've got Blake Pond from No Pins. Try and spot all the things. Come start from Mid Devon Cycling Club. We've got a lot of Team Tour guys here. See who we've got representing. Extra Wheelers, Dartmoor Velo, Andrew Park from Mid Devon Cycling Club. Looks like we've got a few St Piran riders here as well. Richard Babbage. So as you can see, we've already got a break here where the group at the rear is split, so we've already had a selection process made. This course is, like I say, is quite flat, so they should be able to, you can see the break here, 2 groups. On Swift, you can draft on Swift, so all that gaming comes into play. You will feel the benefit of sitting behind people rather than being on the front. But we can see that there are some power being thrown down at the front. Let's try and find someone to... see if we've got... have a look, watch Charlie for a bit. So Charlie, you can see he's currently sat in the draft there, doing 358 watts, 105 RPM, 168 beats per minute. So he's probably in sweet spot, I would have said there. And we're going to start to go up the false flat now. So we can see the guy off the front, he's got the cone above him, he's going to get kicked, he's just been booted. All the results will be populating on swiftpower.com. You can follow live on swiftpower.com. That's where I can have a look now. I can see the guys are going quite flat out. There's a lot currently all in the 5 watts per kilogram range. See Andy Peters there for Team Type 1. Lots of Team Tour. So we're just heading up towards 4.4k. Blake pushing 350 watts. Also, heart rate probably up near somewhere towards the sweet spot zone. Let's have a look, see if the pack's splitting. So you can see the long chain here, group falling off the back. This does look like it. So we've got three laps out here. It's gonna be quite tough. The pace is gonna be full on. And because it's flat, it's just going to be solid all the way around. There isn't going to be really too much hiding. If you're sat in the back, you can afford to draft a little bit. But as you can see, most of them are doing about 5 watts per kilogram up at the front. Get back in the pack here. So we're now going up a slight drag, 1%. It will slightly start to increase. And that is the places on Swift where you want to be making the attack. Any kind of increase on a course like this, it's going to be the only time. So we have got now a drag. You can see we're going up here. And then we've got a descent as we come down. And if you're not familiar with Swift, it's a good training tool. You can do workouts in here, you can do races. There's races going all the time. You can find that from the Swift Companion app on your phone or on the website there. You can see we're going up to 10% now, so a lot of power being put out here now. There's races happening all the time. Lots of leagues happening on Swift. Whilst we're all in lockdown, it's never going to replace outside riding, but as an alternative to keep the legs spinning, it's going to be good. Have a look from the camera shot, just pan out. As you can see the rise at the front. Blake's doing a lot of work at the front. Give him a ride on. So it looks like we do have a few guys from St. Piran here. Well supported from Team Tour as well. So I think these races are going to continue going through weekly, every Wednesday, same time. I think they're going to start to put a league together, so the point system will be populated each month. And as we go here, we are now halfway on this course. So this is a figure 8. So we're halfway through the figure 8 now. As you can see, we're coming back through. And we should be approaching the sprint banner now. So we should see that. You can see that on the mini map up in the corner we have broken out. There's a fair few groups off the back there. So obviously the pace is high here. Hasn't changed much from 5 watts per kilogram on the front. As you can see, current averages: Andrew Parker 4.9 watts per kilogram, Alfie Peters 5 watts per kilogram, Andy Davenport from Tour Calais 4.9 watts per kilogram, Ben Miller from Tour 5.3 watts per kilogram, Blake Pond 5.2 watts per kilogram. So the pace is high at the front. On Swift it is compulsory to wear heart rate monitors, so those people racing without heart rate monitors will be DQ'd from the official results. But as you can see, we've got a good group here and everyone's heart rates are up. That's what you want to be seeing. So there's many different courses on Swift. We've got New York, which offers a wide range. You've got a virtual thing at the moment. If you see up there, you can see that Interpass over the top where there's a KOM. It's a sort of fictional part of the race. You've got Rotopia, which is a completely virtual made up place. One of the best maps on Swift. You've got Belonga, which is from the World Championships course. And we've also got Richmond, which was obviously the old UCI course. Also a great things, and there's lots of different routes on all of these to suit everything. Obviously we've got the replica of Abduez being the Outdo Swift, and there's lots of other different things. You can see Blake doing a lot of work here on the front. 380 watts currently, 167 beats per minute. As we come up past and this is our selection. On Swift there's different categories, so you get A, B, C and D that is based on watts per kilogram. So A is your 4 to 5 watts per kilogram, B is 3 to 4, and as you go down. So that's how you get a level playing field on Swift. It's not done by FTP or any form of sort of racing rank system. On Swift Power they do have a point system, so you will be promoted as you improve, and it is compulsory then to race in your categories, but they do, or thereabouts, tie up with the suggestions on Swift. In terms of moderation, obviously people can exploit things by changing their weight, but Swift has internal algorithms that will happily kick you out the game or DQ you from the results on swiftpower.com. Therefore it is as fair as it can be. It's all based on your weight, so watts per kilogram, but like I say, you don't get much from cheating because you will be DQ'd from the results overall and also kicked out of the actual race itself, so there's nothing to be gained by cheating. And as we come up here now, we're going to have done the first lap, and as we go through the start finish banner, this is probably the only place on this course where the power can be put down. It'll be a slight rolling section afterwards, and then we go into a false flat where will be the main opportunity for the attacks to be put in. But we had 583 people in this race, and it looks like we're down to a front selection group of not more than about 50 riders, so you can tell that the pace is high. At the front we're still holding watts per kilogram of between 4.5 and 5 watts per kilogram. As we see here on the terrain, we're going to go slightly uphill now, up to 8%. This is on Swift where you want to be putting in the attacks. As we see, we go through from the helicopter shot. We can get a in-rider view inside the pack. And it looks like we've got Mr. Richardson from GCN. Give him a ride on. And we'll go in the screen of someone else local to the southwest. Pete Howarth, I believe that's from Team Tour. I don't think he's out. This is a sprint here, so we can see this is the sprint coming up. They probably don't realise, but there we go. So that's your sprint winner. We'll do a bit of watching here for a moment. So if you've got any questions, feel free to put your questions down on the Facebook page. I'm going to try and read them out. Let's have a look at the results, see if we've got down. So we've split already, so it looks like we've got 34 in this front pack. Then it's 5 seconds pack to group 2. It's quite hard to have a look round through the groups. You do tend to lose on Swift. They don't unfortunately provide any tools to be able to easily to shift around. So we're going to have to stay with this front group, or else we would lose track of the field. In terms of who we've got out here today, let's try and find some local riders. So we're supported a lot by Exeter Wheelers Cycling Club are out here. Again, we've got St Piran, we've got Tri UK, Team Tour. Tavistock Wheelers, North Devon Wheelers, and BRT. As you can see, we're going up here now. They kind of start to catch up. The people that have been dropped, you can see the group ahead. They're going to get caught very soon. As we come around here for the second lap. As you can see, people making their way to the front. You've got to watch out as we pass all these. But we're going to take a right turn, so that should tidy things up here. So just to reel off who we've got here up in the front group. Alfie Peters, Andrew Parker, Benjamin Nicol, Blake Pond, David Lloyd, Henry Ivan, Finley Webb, James Coltridge, Owen Pear, Peter Howarth, Simon Richardson from GCN. We've got William Salter from Tri UK under 14s, he's doing well. Andy Devonport, Team Tour Callis, Ben Miller from Team Tour, Ben Warren, Tri UK, Charlie McFall from St Piran Development Team, Chris Palfrey. We've got John Russell, John Gray, Logan Breed, Luke Bates, Richard Babbage from MDCC, Jason Kettle, Charlie Rebel from Team Tour 2000, and as we zoom out, you can see we're just starting to go up a bit of a climb here, but we are still looking quite compact in the group. It definitely is a form of gamification that comes into riding on Swift. It does take a bit of getting used to versus riding outside. As we can see, we can climb our up to 10% indicated up there in the mini map, so they will be putting a power out here. You can see 465, couple starting to feel off the back here, fall off the back as we go through the pack, find our way back to the front. We can see it is starting to string out. Like I say, it does on Swift, it does pay to be in the draft. You can see how much that's strung out now. That's because there's a tack being put off the front here. Unfortunately, that guy's a Swift power, so he's pulling the race. You can see that he hasn't got a lightning bolt next to his name there, which indicates that he's a Swift power rider, which means that he doesn't have any form of power meter. He's riding off on a dumb trainer with just a speed cadence sensor, and Swift do the algorithm, so he won't be participating in the results. He will get DQ'd. My team on Swift 3R do run this race, so we have controls of all over the Swift power results anyway, so it will be moderated, making it fair for everyone racing in the Southwest race, and we will look to populate the results to be fair. As you can see, there's a group 2 falling off the back there. They will have to put in quite a bit of an attack now as we come down through here. As you can see, we're slightly going downhill, minus 2%, -1, it's going to level out unless they put in a attack to jet back on. On Swift, they will just fall off the bat because the drafting does come into play, and they just won't be able to keep up with the speed on here. You can see the pace is still driving on the front, 5 watts per kilogram on the front. So it does see who we have in here. Have a look at the helicopter shot. So we've got Peter Howarth, Blake Ponsdale up in here, a few from Team Tour 2000, a few from MDCC. As we take a right hand turn, it's going to speed up. Let's see if we've got any comments coming through on the Facebook page. As we follow the race. So this race is 28k. You can see we've done 16 so far. Pace has been high. On the front, we're still holding averages of sort of 4.8 to 5 watts per kilogram. Ala Jones on the front, Alfie Peters, Charlie McFall, Blake Pond still up here, Benjamin Nichols, Callum Stark from Mid Devon Cycling Club. Let's have a look inside there. Let's have a look. As you can see, we're coming back up in here now. We've gone past the halfway mark on this course, so we're going to come back round and approach the halfway sprint. See if people realise that there is a sprint this time. Didn't look like too many people went for it before. It was left from St Piran got the first sprint. It looks like we've got an attack off the front here now. Bramley's off the front, pushing 5 watts per kilogram, 434 1. You can see his heart rate is right up there, 192 beats per minute, so he's definitely going to be feeling the pain, but he is off the front, as we see. The group are starting to push behind him. You can see 4.8 watts per kilogram, 6.5 Taylor, and Alfie Pete is there, 4.2 watts per kilogram. It's unlikely he's likely to stay away with a lap to go, but never say never. As you can see, he's already come back down to 4 watts per kilogram and a heart rate of 190 beats per minute. It's unlikely it's going to be a hold up for another lap here. You can see the pack are now closing in on him. Let's get a helicopter shot as the pack slowly start to approach him. The dynamics on Swift means that, you know, it's a long way to go on your own. There is definitely, just in like real life, if you're sharing the load in a pack on Swift with the draft effect, it is much easier to catch breakaways, just like it is if you're through and off in a race. It does apply. Swift do calculate all those calculations in their algorithms, etc. So it does get as realistic as it can for virtual racing. Like I say, there's many races going all around the clock. You can see on the companion app, you can sign up. There's series happening. They're great fun. 3 are hosting one currently. Tuesday night is BST 1940, so that's 20 to 8. We've got a new race series starting, I believe, Tuesday week, and that's going to be hosted by Wahoo. Currently the one's sponsored by Vitus. And they're putting 3 bikes up for grabs. So if you're locked in and you're looking for some fun racing or group riding, feel free to join in. You can do workouts on Swift, be it your own imported from Training Peaks or ones on Swift where they have training plans built in. You can just do free riding on any world you want. You can join group rides or the racing as we're seeing here today to get a good solid workout. As you can see, the pace is still hot here on the front. We've got a load of riders at 5 watts per kilogram, so they're definitely pushing it. Haven't seen anyone heart rate down below sort of sweet spot, so right at the front here it is at a tasty end. Let's see who we've still got in here from the southwest. So if we take this right hand corner, we're going to be left, we're going to be heading around towards the sprint. As you can see now, it's coming up on the mini map. Let's see if anyone is going to go for it this time. We'll get in the front. as we can see, we have got a breakaway rider. Cartilage is taking it. So this is where the sprint starts, but it doesn't look like anyone is going for it at the moment. So we can see that the sprint time is 9:62 currently, but I think everyone's on the rivet, so I don't think anyone's choosing to go for the sprints. They're all holding in. They're going to wait for the finish as we come up to it. Let's just have a look, see who. So we have got splits now. So it does look like the front group down. We've got a few off the back. So we're down to 16. 583 people started in this race across all the categories. So that's category A, category B, category C, category D. Some races it's just your own category. You don't see anyone else on the road, but these ones by 3 are this particular race. You see everyone on the road. So we can see some category Bs holding in, managing to stay in with the cat As here. So we've gone from a group of 583 all the way down to a group of 50 here, but there are actually only 8 riders. So if I change mine to A, that's it. So we've got Finley Webb from Exeter Wheelers still here in the mix. It's good to see. And you can see some people have got their own jerseys. So Mid Devon Cycling Club were early adopters to the game. You can see Rich Babbage has slipped off the back here now. But if we have a look, we can see, unfortunately, it is their old kit. But we can see that they do have their old kit. So we'll give Rich a ride on. Well done, Rich. But unfortunately, you've dropped off. The pace is too good for you. So we see Blake Pond. Obviously, Blake's in good form at the minute. He's been pushed in the front. We can see he's currently 5 watts per kilogram. So we can see, so Blake has been averaging at 367 watts so far, and we're obviously 26 minutes in, so not bad at all. And we are going to take the left here, and if my calculations are right, we will be here. We are on to the final lap. Obviously, take the right hand here. And this is the section where it slowly goes up. Again, like I said, this is a flat course, so you need to take everything you can on Swift. So when this is a false flat like it is now, we're going to go 1 up, and I think we push up to 3% here. This is where the attacks need to be made. Those that are tied on the back, you can see those slightly starting to fragment there. They will drop off. So if people were to attack now, this is where it would be hurting. Up to 5%. We have got pushing, so here we go, up to 450 watts here. And we see the riders managing to stay in there on the wheel as we flattened out. But you can see it has slowly started to crack there. Riders off the back, just which looks like we're represented by Bristol at the back here. Riders just starting to fall off. So we have spread out a little bit there. That is our group at the pointy end. Up to 4% again. So as we go up on the terrain, so up to 3%, that will be replicated for those that are on smart trainers, whether that be your Tax Neos, your Kicker, your Wahoo Kickers. That will be simulated, and they will be feeling that as if they are doing it. You can see on the front there, tack ever so slightly being made. A push being made here. and I do believe we are on our final lap, so we should be seeing the pace ramp up as we come round. Let's see who takes the W. Looks like we have got Gray on the front now, pushing the pace. We've got Russell from Bristol RC. And that rider off the front is a Swift Power rider. So, like I said to you, he isn't riding with a power meter, and nor is he riding with a proper trainer, smart trainer. So he's riding just off a speed sensor, a cadence sensor, and Swift are doing an algorithm to populate a reading of watts to make his character go, but he will be DQ'd from the results. So we're halfway around now, just coming by the figure 8. So we have got half of this last lap left to go. And the pace is still high. All the riders at the front end are at 4.95 watts per kilogram. Definitely going to be having a good workout. Definitely going to be sweating. Getting a good session in. See if we can get some webcams linked up to be able to stream people. See how pretty they look. Whilst they're suffering on the front. But if you haven't tried Swift before, I do recommend giving it a go. It's a good fun. It's not going to replace outdoor riding, but whilst we can't do any racing outside, etc., it comes a good second best. We are getting close now towards the end of this race. I would say we've probably got a couple K left. So we're going to see that pace start to ramp up at the front. And we will post the results on the pages. If I don't manage to grab the live results here, we should get them populated on Swift Power very shortly. As you can see, it's getting a little bit messy with this race. We can see the other riders, see other cats all out on the course. Like I say, sometimes it will only be the cat that you're watching. So these guys here are mostly Cat A, so we would only see Cat A on the race, which makes it a lot cleaner to watch the race. We're about 1.5k from the finish now, so people are going to start to be sitting in waiting for that sprint finish. As we can see, we've got riders here starting to sit on the back. It'd be interesting to see if we do have any early attacks making use of this false flat now, where you can see it ramping up slightly, but it doesn't look like it just yet. It looks like everyone's happy to sit in here. You can see it starting to string out, so we must have some people starting to push the front. Let's get up near the front, have a little look, see what's going on. Have a look at the helicopter shot on the top. So we will have provisional results at the end of this race, but like I said, after race control have checked the results, they will be published on the Southwest British Cycling page. And any riders that do need DQing will be DQing, and the results will be fair and cleaned up. But we are now on our fast approach to the start finish, which means this is where we're going to have our sprint. So I will try and stay as up front as much as I can. Let's see who it has. So we can see these guys going into orange numbers. It looks like the sprinting has started. So we've got Russell from Bristol up at the front. Andy Peters from Team Type 1. There we go. That is the race over. I will try and call what the results are, provisional. As you see, the riders come through there fast, so they are now spinning down here. But we'll just wait for the results to come in. So, provisional results, these will be confirmed, but it looks like we've got James Percy as first, John Russell from Bristol at second, and Aled Jones from VC Equip Felix as third. We've also got Alfie Peters up there in the mix. We've got Blake Pond, looks like finished in the top 10. And a lot of other British Cycling Southwest riders up there as well. So thanks for tuning in. We will be back next week for round 2. And hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.